the Studio channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button and hit all so that you will be notified regarding the latest update. The content of this video is taken from available sources such as but not limited to the internet, and the author of this video does not represent any person or organization which will be presented. This is presented for educational purposes only, and yours truly do not claim the ownership of the content. The topic that will be discussed in the short video presentation is about sociological theories of crime, a topic under the subject of theories and causation of crime. And as usual, I will present the topic in Q&A form with rationalization. So let us proceed to question number 1. This group of theories explains how a certain individual acquires criminal or undesirable behavior. It describes how the agents of socialization such as family, environment, schools, mass media, and peer groups contribute or affect the behavior of a specific individual. And it would also somehow manifest as to how a person responded or reacted with regards to the conduct displayed by other persons whom he or she is socializing with. Letter A, biological theories. Letter B, sociological theories. Letter C, psychological theories. And delta is classical theories of crime. And the answer for this question is bravo. That is sociological theories of crime, which claims that the greatest factor that contribute to the behavior of a certain person is the society, na kung saan kliniklaim po ng sociological theories of crime na ang pinakamalaking factor sa pagkahubog ng criminal or undesirable behavior ng isang tao ay ang society, tulad ng pamilya, yung pong kanyang kapaligiran, eskwelahan, mass media, peer groups, barangay, and the like, Yan. So yun po yung may pinakamalaking factor. Okay? So, in order to understand further what is sociological theories of crime, let's proceed to the subfield of study. So, let's proceed to question number 2. It is a subfield of sociological theory which suggests that social and economic forces operating in deteriorated lower class areas push many of their residents into criminal behavior patterns. Letter A, social structure theories. Letter B, social process theories. Letter C, social disorganization theory. And delta is concentric zone theory. And the answer for this question is alpha. Yung pong social structure, Kasi kung nakita nyo, lower class, ano ba yung struktura? Yung pong assembly ng pong society, na kung saan meron pong lower class, meron pong middle class, meron pong upper class. Diba? Yan. So, the social structure theories have 3 major branches. Okay, ano yung tatlong major branches ng social structure? We have the social disorganization theory. Pag sinabi nating disorganized, diba? Disorganization means disorganized. Okay? Hindi po maganda yung pong organizational structure dun sa society. Yan, hindi po intact yung pong society. Okay? Yan, strain theory, na sinasabi dito na pagka ang isang tao na hindi makuha yung pong kanyang gusto sa santong dasalan, ay yun ay magre-resulta sa frustration. At yun ang tinatawag na strain, at gagamitin niya yung pong tinatawag na santong paspasan para makamit ang kanyang pangarap. At yung pong cultural deviance theory which claims that people who belong to the lower class deviates from the normal norms in attaining their goal. no? Yan. Then we have here social process theories. Okay? Proseso, no? Yan. So ito po yung tumutukoy sa proseso, no? Okay? So ng society naman, which holds that criminality is a function of individual socialization. Ha? So sinasabi dito na depende pa rin sa isang tao kung paano yung kanyang pakikipag-socialize sa kanyang environment. Di ba? So social theories also have three major branches such as social learning theory. So natututunan po yung paggawa po ng krimen kung gusto mong matutunan. O kaya kung gusto mong matutunan yung magandang asal, matututunan din yon, no? Social control theory pertains to the control of a certain individual, whether he can control himself or not. Then social reaction theory pertains to how a certain individual reacts to its society, whether he will become a good citizen or whether he will accept the criminal behavior. Yan. Ano naman po yung social disorganization theory? No? It is a theory which was created by Chicago-based sociologists Clifford R. Shaw and Henry D. McKay, wherein they link that crime rates is proportionately related to the neighborhood ecological characteristics or to the environmental characteristics of the neighborhood, wherein they were able to find out that crime rates are elevated in highly transient or mixed, no, yung pong residential at saka commercial property. Okay? Yan. And changing neighborhoods in which the fabric of social life has become fade. These localities are unable to provide essential services such as education, healthcare, and proper housing, and as a result experience significant levels of unemployment, single-parent families, and families on welfare and aid to development children or ADC. Shaw and McKay main contention is that the primary cause of criminal behavior were neighborhood integration. So yun po yung kanilang claim dito sa kanilang theory, na yung pagkahubog po ng criminal behavior ay dahil sa disorganization or yung breakdown ng neighborhood, or yung pagkakawatak-watak ng neighborhood, okay, or fragmentation or yung collapse, sabi nga niya, no? And the Islam condition to place what they called as transitional neighborhood, which refer to the place in Chicago were ridden by poverty and which suffers high rates of population turnover and were incapable of inducing residents to remain in and failed to defend the neighborhoods against criminal groups. Yan. So yung pong sinasabi ng social disorganization theory. Okay, so ano yung pinaka main concept ng social disintegration theory? Na sinasabi dito na ang dahilan kung bakit ang isang tao ay nagiging kriminal, ang pinakamalaking nakakaapekto sa kanya ay yung pong disintegration ng society. Okay, yan. So wala pong pagkakaisa yung pong society. Okay, yan. So ano naman yung pong concentric zone theory? Okay, concentric zone. Yan. Dana. It was pioneered by Chicago School sociologists Ernest W. Burgess and Robert E. Park. However, it was Clifford R. Shaw and Henry D. McKay noted that distinct ecological area had developed in city of Chicago. So, pagpapatuloy ito ng pag-aaral nila Clifford R. Shaw and Henry D. McKay ni Ernest Burgess and Robert E. Park, no? Comprising a series of 5 concentric circles or zones, okay? And that were stable and significant differences in interzone crime rates. The areas of heaviest concentration of crime appeared to be the transitional inner city zones, kung saan papalit-palit yung mga taong pumupunta, no? Yan. Where large number of foreign born citizens had settled. The zone farthest from the city's center had lower crime rate. Shaw and McKay's main assumption is that even though crime rates changed, they found out that the highest rates were always in the central city and transitional areas. Okay, so sinasabi dito na yung pong crime rate ay mayroon pong specific concentration at doon po sa central city. Okay, doon po sa central business district, doon po mas mataas yung pong crime rates na kung saan yung pong mga tao ay papalit-palit din. Yun po ang sinasabi dito. Meaning to say, yung crime rate ay meron pong specific concentration. Okay, yun po yung sinasabi ng concentric zone theory. Okay, so let us proceed to question number 3. It is a theory which was introduced by a French sociologist, David Emile Durkheim, wherein he stated that crime is normal and crime is functional. Bakit niya sinabing crime is normal? Because it is a social phenomenon. So that we can say that other acts are right and other acts are wrong. Sabi niya, no? Kaya normal lang ang krimen. Para masabi natin yung krimen, yun po yung abnormal behavior. Ayan. Then, crime is functional, sabi niya, because it is a basis for social change. So, anong theory yun? Letter A, Anomie theory. Letter B, strain theory. Letter C, relative deprivation theory. And delta, general strain theory. And the answer for this question, ladies and gentlemen, is alpha. That is Anomie theory. Okay? Yan. So, tandaan yung sinabi sa Anomie theory ni David Emile Durkheim that crime is normal. Okay? So that we can say that other acts are wrong and other acts are right. Para masabi natin na yung ibang gawain ay tama at yung ibang gawain ay mali. At crime is functional, sabi niya, because it is a basis for social change. Okay? Yan. So, Anomie theory was introduced by David Emile Durkheim. French sociologists introduced the term anomie, which derived from the Greek nomos, which means without norms, walang standards, no? According to Durkheim, an anomic society is one which rules of behavior have broken down or become inoperative during periods of rapid social change and or social crises such as war or famine. Anomie most likely occurs in societies that are moving forward mechanically to organic solidarity. Mechanical solidarity is defined as characteristics of pre-industrial society which is held together by traditions, shared values, and unquestionable beliefs. Organic solidarity refers to the post-industrial system in which place is highly developed and independent upon the division of labor and people are connected by their interdependent needs for each other services and production. So isa lang po yung sinasabi ng Anomie theory, ano? Kung ano ang tama noon ay maaaring may mga bagay na tama noon pero ngayon ay hindi na tama. Yan. Yan po ang sinasabi dito. Okay? Yan. And ano naman yung strain theory? Okay? Strain theory was introduced by American sociologist Robert K. Merton, applied Durkheim's ideas of anomie to criminology. He holds that crime is a function of conflict between the goals of people have and the means they can use to legally obtain those goals. Consequently, those who fail to attain their goals because of inadequate means would feel anger, frustration, resentment, which are referred to as strain. Yung frustration, yung po ang strain na tinatawag dahil hindi mo nakamit ang iyong pangarap sa pamamagitan ng legal na paraan. So, anong gagawin mo? Gusto mo pa rin na maabot ang iyong pangarap, subalit hindi mo makuha yon sa santong dasalan, kaya kukunin mo yon sa santong paspasan. Diba? So, which are referred to strain, and that those people who are in strain or pressure may develop criminal or delinquent solution to the problem of attaining goals. Merton developed that called social adaptation to explain that although some people have inadequate means of attaining success, other people have the means reject societal goals as being unsuited for them. Below are Merton's 5 modes of adaptation. The plus sign means acceptance, no? Negative sign means rejection, and plus sign means substituting alternative goals. Okay? So ito po yung modes of adaptation. So tandaan nyo po yung strain fury, ano? Meron kang pangarap pero hindi mo makukuha yon sa santong dasalan, hindi mo makukuha yon sa legal na paraan. At kung hindi mo makukuha yon sa legal na paraan, ano ang mangyayari? Yun po ay magkakaroon ka po ng frustration. Pero gusto mo pa rin makuha yung gusto mo, kaya anong gagawin mo? Yung ibang tao ay gagawa po ng masama para makamit yung kanilang gusto or kagustuhan, no? So, ano yung mga modes of adaptation cultural goals according to Merton, no? So, number 1 is conformity, and if you will accept the goal and accept the means, okay? Innovation, if you will accept the goal but reject the means, okay? Ritualism, if you will reject the goal and accept the means. Rhetoricism, if you will both reject the goal and reject the means in attaining your goal. Rebellion, this is now the substitution of the goal and substitution of the means. Yan. Okay, so ito po yung 5 adaptation, no? Conformity, innovation, ritualism, rhetoricism, and of course, rebellion. Okay, yan. So ano naman po yung relative deprivation theory? It is a theory which clearly emphasizes that a sharp division between the rich and poor create an atmosphere of envy and mistrust. Criminal motivation is fueled both by perceived humiliation and perceived right to humiliate a victim in return. Accordingly, lower class people might feel both deprived and embittered when they compare their life circumstances to those of the more affluent. The constant frustration suffered by deprived individuals because of their economic status may lead to aggression and hostility. No, yun po yung madalas yung ikinukumpara ang buhay ng mahirap doon po sa mayaman, no? Yan. Na kung saan pwede itong magresulta daw sa aggression and hostility. Ito po ay ayon sa relative deprivation. Yung bang sa tingin ng isang tao ay bakit yung ibang tao ay mayaman? Bakit siya yung ganun, no? Yan, trabaho naman siya ng trabaho, masipag naman, pero parang walang nangyayari. Yung mayaman ay lalong yung mayaman pa rin. Kaya naiisip niya na parang siya ay deny, no? Na maging successful. Okay, na yun po ay pwedeng magresulta doon po sa criminal behavior. So ayon dito sa relative deprivation. Yan. O tingin mo deprived ka para makamit ang iyong pangarap. Okay, yan. Then general strain theory, it was introduced by sociologist Robert Anomie, reformulated the strain theory by Robert Merton, and suggests that criminality is the direct result of negative affective states. Okay? So, yung negatibong affective states daw, no? The anger, frustration, depression, disappointment, and other adverse emotion that derive from strain. Agnew tries to explain why individuals who feel stress and strain are more likely to commit crimes and offers more explanation of criminal activity among all elements of the society rather than restricting his views to the lower class crime. Kasi sa strain kasi, no, limitado lang na sinasabi doon na ang mga may frustration na hindi nakakamit yung goal ay yung pong lower class. Dito sa general strain, sinasabi dito na hindi lang lower class, yung pong merong frustration na hindi naaabot ang kanilang pangarap, ganun din po ang mga mayayaman. So general na siya, pangkalahatan. Yan. So hindi po lang po limitado yung pong frustration, yung pong anger, yung pong strain sa isang tao, no? Ito po ay nangyayari din kahit sa mayaman, dahil yung mayaman meron siyang goal na hindi naaabot. At pag hindi naabot yung goal, anong nangyayari? Yung po ay nagiging anger, nagiging frustration, at yung mga yon ang tinatawag na strain. At yung po ang magtutulak sa isang tao para gumawa ng krimen. Okay, so that is according to the general strain. Tandaan ha, ang pagkakaiba ng strain sa general strain, yung strain focus lang po sa lower class, no? Ang sinasabi kadalasan na gumagawa ng krimen ay yung pong mga nasa lower class lang. Pero sa general strain, sinasabi dito ni Robert Agnew na hindi lang po mahirap ang merong strains or may frustration na yun ang nagtutulak sa isang tao para gumawa ng krimen. Lahat ng tao, sabi ni Robert Agnew. Yan, no? Now let's proceed to question number 4. It is a fury which claims that draining, frustrating, and dispiriting experiences members of the lower class create an independent subculture with its own set of rules and values. Letter A, general strain fury. Letter B, cultural deviance fury. Letter C, delinquent subculture fury. And delta is delinquent opportunity fury. And the answer for this question is bravo. So we have just discussed what is general strain fury. States that not only the lower class have strains, no, or frustrations or angers because of an attainment of goal, no. And so yung cultural deviance fury, anong sinasabi? This fury combines the effect of social disorganization and strain to explain how people living in a deteriorated neighborhoods react to social isolation and economic deprivation. Because of the draining, frustrating, and dispiriting experiences, members of the lower class create an independent subculture. Sinasabi dito na meron pong sariling behavior, yung pong lower class part of the society with the own rules and values, no? Yan. So, sabi dito, no, yung pong values ng lower class ay deviate or nagdi-deviate sa proper norms in attaining the goals, no? Ano pa sabi dito? This lower class subculture stresses excitement, toughness, risk-taking, fearless, and immediate gratification. Yan. So, ganun din as sa strain, kaso dinagdagan po ng social disorganization dahil daw sa hindi pagkakapantay-pantay ng mga tao, mahirap mayaman, yung pong mga tao na belong sa lower class ay meron pong nakikreate na sariling kultura which deviates from the proper norms in attaining the goals. Then, delinquent subculture fury was introduced by Albert K. Cohen, first articulated the theory in this classic book, Delinquent Boys. Cohen's position was that delinquent behavior of lower class youth, lower class pa rin yung pinag-aralan pero ito po ay tumutukoy sa youth, no, is actually a protest against norms and values of middle class culture. Because the social condition make them incapable of achieving success legitimately, lower class youth experience a form of culture conflict that Cohen labels status frustration. Sinasabi ni Cohen dahil sa isang or dahil sa status ng mga bata na ito, kasi bata yung kanyang pinag-aralan, kaya ang tinawag niya is delinquent subculture, no? Dahil sa delinquency yung kanyang pinag-aralan, at sinasabi dito na dahil sa status ng isang tao, yun po ang nagiging frustration niya at yun po ang nagtutulak sa kanya para makamit ang kanyang pangarap. At dahil hindi po nakakamit noon pong mga bata na yon ang kanilang pangarap, no? At sa tingin nila ay hindi nila nakakamit or makakamit ang kanilang pangarap, so anong nangyayari? They tend to commit crime in order for them to achieve the goal. Okay? Yan po ang ayon sa delinquent subculture. Because the focus of Albert K. Cohen in his study is the delinquent boys, delinquent subculture. Kaya ano ang reason kung bakit daw yung pong mga bata ay gumagawa ng krimen? Okay, dahil sa tingin nila ay hindi nila makakamit yung kanilang pangarap dahil sa kanilang status. At ang tawag niya doon ay status frustration. Okay? Yan. Then, differential opportunity theory. Okay, ano naman yung differential opportunity theory? It is the output of classic work of Richard A. Cloward and Lloyd E. Olins, Delinquency and Opportunity. This theory is a combination of strain and disorganization principles into a portrayal of gang-sustaining criminal subculture. The main concept of this theory states that people in all strata of the society share the same success goals, but those in the lower class have limited means in achieving them. So, ang focus lang po nito ay hindi naman sa frustration, kundi yung pong tinatawag natin na opportunity. Kaya nga differential opportunity dahil yung oportunidad na nasa mayaman ay hindi parehas sa oportunidad ng mga mahirap. Okay, so yun po yung focus ng pong differential opportunity. At dahil magkaiba nga ang oportunidad, ang sinasabi ng teorya na ito, na yung pong mga mahihirap, no, ay mas maliit yung oportunidad na makamit ang pangarap sa pamamagitan ng legal na paraan. Kaya yung mga tao na ang kanilang perception ay hindi makamit yung kanilang pangarap ay anong nangyayari? Sila ay gumagawa ng alternative means or innovative ways to gain success, such as joining drug syndicates and any other forms of illegal activities because of different opportunity. Okay, so parehas ng goal na maging successful. Kaso, ang focus nito, magkaiba yung opportunity na nasa mayaman at nasa mahirap. Kaya nga tinawag na differential opportunity theory. Okay? Yan. So, let's proceed to question number 5. It is a theory which was introduced by Edwin H. Sutherland, the Dean of Criminology, wherein he believed that criminal behavior is learned by interaction with others, and this includes learning the techniques of committing the crime and the motives, drives, rationalizations, and attitudes for committing it. Okay, yung sinabi niya na criminal behavior can be learned through social interaction. So ano nga ba yun? Letter A, drift theory. Letter B, differential association theory. Letter C, containment theory. Delta is social bond theory. And echo is social reaction or the labeling theories. Okay, so yung 5 choices na yan is under ng social process theories. And the answer for this question, ladies and gentlemen, is bravo. Yun po yung differential association theory. Okay? So I just want you to give a brief summary ng differential association, no? Yan. Yung pong criminal behavior ay natututunan mo mula sa mga taong nakakasalamuha mo. For example, ang kasama mo palagi ay yung pong mga teacher. Anong matututunan mo? Turo dito, turo dyan, turuan kayo. Diba? Kung ang kasama mo ay karatista, ano matututunan mo? Karate dito, karate dyan, karatihan kayo. Pagka ang kasama mo ay farmer, ano matututunan mo? Araro dito, araro dyan, araruhan kayo. Kapag ka criminology ang kasama mo, ano ang matututunan mo? Putok yan, putok dito. Minsan hit and run. Di ba? Yan. Ngayon, pagka sa krimen naman, pagka ang kasama mo lagi ay mga karnaper, anong matututunan mo? Pangangarnak. Kapag ka ang kasama mo lagi ay magnanakaw, anong matututunan mo? Pagnanakaw. Meaning, sinasabi dito, iba't ibang asosasyon na sinasamahan mo o iba't ibang tao na sinasamahan mo at palagi kayong magkasama, natututunan mo yung behavior nila. Kapag ang kasama mo lagi ay manginginom, malaki yung chance na ikaw po ay maging manginginom din. Okay? That is differential association. Yan. Okay? If you are associated with the person, then definitely you will learn their behavior. Okay? Yan. So ano naman yung drift theory? Okay? Or neutralization theory. Neutralization theory is identified with the writings of David Matza and his associate Gresham M. Sykes. They viewed the process of becoming a criminal as a learning experience in which potential delinquents and criminals master the techniques that enable them to counterbalance or neutralize conventional values and drift back and forth between illegitimate and conventional behavior. Okay? So, anong nangyayari dito? Nagdi-drift po sila. Okay? From the conventional values to commission of crime, from commission of crime to conventional values. Yan. So, anong nangyayari? Unti-unti po, no? Na sila po ay nawawala sa landas. Diba? Nakakalimutan po nila yung pong conventional values na sinasabi, no? Dahil natutunan na nila yung pong paggawa ng krimen. One of the reason it becomes possible is because of the subterranean value structure of American society. Subterranean values are morally tinged influences that have become entrenched in the culture but are publicly condemned. These are values that are condemned in public but may be practiced privately. Example, viewing of pornographic films, yan, drinking alcohol to excess, and gambling on sporting events hanggang ma-accept mo na yung pong behavior na yon sa iyong sarili. Di ba? Neutralization. Okay? Then, differential association theory. Common doon sa kasabihan na tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. Sabi dito, ano? A Mexican proverb that would best describe the theory of differential association. Differential association theory was created by American criminologist Edwin H. Sutherland in text Principles of Criminology. He suggests that people commit crime by learning in social context through their interaction with others and communication. Tanda na, ang criminal behavior is learned through interaction, pakikipagsalamuha, at sa pamamagitan ng komunikasyon sa kanila. He believed that criminal behavior is learned by interaction with others and this includes learning the techniques of committing crime. Kaya nga nung aking sinabi kanina, kung sino yung palagi mong nakakasama lagi, yung kanilang behavior ay natututunan mo. Yan. Then, containment theory. Containment theory was presented by Walter R. Reckless and assumed that for every individual, there exists a containing external structure and protective internal structure, both of which provide defense, protection, or insulation against delinquency. According to Reckless, outer containment or the structural buffer that holds a person in bounds. Okay, so depende pa rin sa isang tao kung kaya niyang i-contain whether he will commit a crime or not. Kaya mong i-control po yan, no? Yun po yung sinasabi. Dahil meron naman pong sinasabing internal containment at saka external containment. Yan. Then, we have also social band theory, also called as social control, articulated by Travis W. Hershey in his 1969 book, Causes of Delinquency. Now, the dominant version of the control theory. Hershey linked the onset of criminality to the weakening of ties that bind people to the society. He assumed that all individuals are potential law violators but they are kept under control because they fear that illegal behavior will damage their relationship with friends, parents, neighborhood teachers, and employers. Ang sinasabi po dito mga kapangarap, kapag ka po yung pong connection mo doon po sa mga tao na nagmamahal sa iyo tulad ng kaibigan, parents, neighbors ay mas malakas, but mas maliit po yung chance na ikaw po ay gumawa ng crime. Pero pagka yung po ay weak, no, yung pong bonds mo or yung connection mo sa kanila, then mas malaki yung chance na ikaw po ay gumawa ng krimen, no? Yan, kasi wala ka naman pakialam. Dahil wala namang magagalit sa iyo kung gumawa ka ng krimen, di ba? Wala naman silang silbi sa tingin mo, no? So, yun po yung social bond theory or yung pong social control, no? Yan. Last but not the least, na theory under social process theory is social reaction or labeling theory. Labeling theory was created by Howard S. Becker, who explains that society creates deviance through a system of social control agencies that designate or label certain individual as delinquent, thereby stigmatizing a person and encouraging them to accept this negative personal identity. Alam nyo yung tagging or labeling, yung nilalagyan nyo ng label. Pag nilagay mo doon po sa isang tela na yung po ay Levi's, ano ang tingin ng tao? Yung po ay Levi's talaga. Kapag ka nilagay mo sa isang motor Mio, yun po yung nagiging characteristics na. Ganon din po sa tao. Kapag ka lagi mong sinasabi na yan po ay asal hayop, then time to time, pagka palagi mong sinasabi yan, then definitely may time po na i-accept niya na magiging asal hayop nga, no? And pagka sinasabi mo lagi na yung isang tao ay stupido, no, tarantado, then mas malaki yung chance na yan po ay magiging stupido at tarantado. Di ba? Yan. Kaya nga lagi kong sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko na kaya po mataas po yung pong aking standard dahil ang tingin ko po sa inyo ay matatalino. Dahil para yun po ang maging tingin nyo sa sarili ninyo. Di ba? Yan. Okay? Kasi ito po yung sinasabi nilang social reaction or labeling. Kaya nga po, no, yung pong mga CICL, child in conflict with the law po ang tawag, hindi po delinquent. Bakit? Dahil kapag sinabi mong delinquent sila, kriminal sila, then mas malaki yung chance na yun po ay kanilang paninindigan dahil yun po ang tingin ng tao sa kanila. Yan. Kaya nga po ang tingin sa or tawag sa mga taong nakakulong ay PDL or persons deprived of liberty. Hindi po kriminal. Okay, dahil pagka sinabi mong kriminal, parang nilalagyan mo na sila ng label. Nilalagyan mo sila ng tag na yun po ang kanilang pagkatao. Okay? At yun po ay bawal. Diba? So, I hope that you have learned something from this short video presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have learned something, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button and hit all so that you will be notified regarding the latest updates. Thank you very much and God bless you all.